Perfect. Welcome to lesson 20 of Digital Marketing 2. And we are continuing with revision. So I'll be just bringing different scenarios that we can discuss based on and then based on the what do you call this? Chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now lady sound, she needs to turn off that mic. I don't think she's aware of that.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, there's another product that I'm going to introduce via YouTube link. Remember, in the previous lesson, in fact, I don't need to talk about the previous lesson. Can someone tell us what we did in the previous lesson before we move on to this lesson? Those who have not been sneaked in, let's hear you guys. If you can't talk, it means that you're at a place when you are not, where you are not allowed to talk.
So we spoke about distribution channels, we spoke about the 4 layers, and we spoke about whether you're choosing a direct distribution channel, pricing, promotion, physical evidence, and we were talking about FBOB, clientele, life cover, how they promote themselves to us, what we expect when we are signing up for a life cover, why they don't do direct promotion anymore because it makes people feel awkward, so they choose to use different types of channels, be your bank, be people calling you on the phone or an SMS.
Okay, thank you so much. You actually covered everything that we discussed, Naledi, and it's really greatly appreciated. And as I mentioned the previous lesson, they are directly linked to your assignment. It's just that we do not know what you are cooking in your assignment because I've asked you guys to go and come up with a new, unique customer product. So what so that you can be able to see whether you are on the right track or not. Because you guys wanted me to go through your assignments to check whether you're on the right. This is the moment for you to understand the things that you need to incorporate in your assignment and the things that you do not need to incorporate in your assignment. So whatever that you're cooking in your assignment, cook something nice, guys. Cook something that can be edible, not something bitter that I can't even look at when back. We are going to play another video. Then you do the same exercise, but this video now is not related to funeral policies. It's related to something else, and let's see how we are going to unpack that, looking at the theories that we discussed in chapter 1 and chapter 2. The reason why I'm bringing in different products here is because in marketing, the theories are always the same. However, there is no one size fits all approach. You would use strategies based on the context and based on the nature of the market. For example, the same strategy can be used in funerals, and the same strategy used in funerals can be applied to weddings. However, we need to understand the atmosphere in funerals versus the atmosphere in weddings. In weddings, mostly people are happy, they are celebrating. In funerals, mostly people are stressed, they've lost their beloved ones. Maybe that beloved one was a breadwinner and they do not know how to carry on you know, after bearing this person. So strategies are the same, but situations differ. So let's look at this other case study and see how we are going to discuss integrated media and so forth. It was done in Australia, but we can always apply it in South Africa because this product is everywhere. Can you guys see my screen? Who can see my screen and what can you see?
Yes, sir. We see a Nike tick.
Okay. Oh, you don't see a tick, but a Nike tick. That's actually good from a branding point of view. Like, is it a tick or is it Nike? All right.
Yes.
Can you guys hear the sound?
Within the female running community, Nike
sir.
wasn't seen as a credible choice for serious runners. In fact, most female runners wore Nike from head to ankle, but found it hard to commit to wearing Nike on their feet. We also uncovered the truth that when women ran, they ran alone. They were left to overcome their fears and achieve their goals by themselves. To us, this seemed at odds with women's natural inclination to discuss, share, and overcome barriers together. As a female runner, you're far stronger and more powerful when you're part of a group than you could ever be as an individual. There is true power in numbers. We use this thought to ignite a community of runners, empowering them to redefine a sport and change the way they train forever. We started our conversation through social media with a rally cry for change, stimulating chat around the barriers women face. It was during this conversation that we realized we needed to tackle the biggest barrier of all, running alone at night. We began by recruiting women who already had the courage to run in the dark. We received hundreds of responses from women whose stories inspired an online short film.
And the more of us that run, the brighter we can burn.
Next, we challenged our community by announcing that we would hold a 13K night race for female runners. The film also acted as a registration device that could be personalized to every runner and passed on to their friends, celebrating grassroots runners across gyms, online, in-store, print, and outdoor, which in turn inspired other women to join the movement. Every piece of communication incorporated an invitation to a mini women's-only run club.
Hey, I'm Daniela.
I'm Grace.
I'm Veronica. If you're interested in night running, then come for a run with us at Piedmont.
Allowing women to not only train for the 13K run, but connect with other women along the way, trying to unite female runners at every touch point, enabling them a way to share their stories, goals, and achievements. Race night became a celebration. For one night, women turned the tables on the dark. We smashed down our own barriers too, exceeding all expectations and KPIs. For us, this demonstrates the power of a culturally connected idea, one that helps a community to form, shifts perceptions, and ultimately changes how people interact with a brand. We set out to shake up running for women and sparked a movement that unleashed a powerful, thriving community, a community that's still running.
Did you get that, guys?
Yes, sir.
Before we look at the lessons, let's just have some discussions. And these discussions, unfortunately, are going to be targeted at women. Karabo, only 2 women, Karabo, Lonare. Do you guys run it all? Or you only run when you've seen a spider or a snake?
No, sir, I don't run.
Why not, Karabo?
How? Why should I?
If
Have
I
you
throw
been in a
if I throw a
situation that
snake
you had
near you, if I throw a snake near you, would you run?
I would.
Because now it's a survival thing.
Yes.
Okay, I do understand. Running is not for everyone anyway. Naledi, want to hear from you.
In terms of?
Running? Do you exercise? Do you jog? Do you go to the gym? Do you run?
Yeah.
Ah, you don't look like someone who runs. When?
You haven't seen me say I don't wear tight clothes. How?
Okay. So yes, guys, but I know that you've come across people running on the streets, right? Um, from your observation, guys, before I talk about my own observations, who do you normally see running in groups from a gender perspective? Because this is a gender-driven advert. Between men and women, who run mostly in groups?
Women.
Okay, let's say others. The lady says women. I'm talking like the people that you have seen, actually. Abotando, you have never seen people running.
Sorry, sir, I'm just messing with something.
Okay. So you realize, of course, in South Africa, it depends on locations, and areas. For me, I've realized that most of the gents that I see running, they'll be running in groups, but most women run solo. I don't know why. To an extent that in an evening class on Tuesday, a lady who runs say that the reason why she runs on her own is because she do not want to run according to someone's pace. For example, she has got a friend that she sometimes runs with, but the problem that she avoids running with that person is because if that person will take 45 minutes, for example, to run, here she takes 30 minutes to run. It means that now she has to run according to her pace and take longer to finish whatever the target is. And also, she sees running as an exercise to distress, self-meditation, and she wouldn't want anyone near her to run with, but she would run, of course, in places where she is easily seen, like busy roads where there are people, but she wouldn't want to run with another woman. So, and I can also attest that because I've seen most people in my area, and whenever there are two people running, it's normally men. Ladies, either she's running on her own or she's running with her male partner. It's rare for me to see female individuals running together, but sometimes I've seen females walking together like a mother and daughter. I can actually see that moment. This is a mother and daughter. So then looking at the Nike advert, encouraging women to run together, to exercise together, especially in South Africa, is actually so empowering because there are so many uh, incidents that I've come across of female runners being attacked. And the one actually happened very close here in Parkhead, close to Sandton, and the accused person is actually a student from Varsity College, and a woman was just found dead. She was walking or running on her own, and I think she was a couple of months pregnant. So
Damn.
hearing such kinds of, yeah, you can search it, guys. It's there. It happened very close to Boston, Park,
That's sad.
in Parkmore. Very sad, extremely sad. So, and surprisingly, she was also wearing Nikes, and the suspect was who is now before courts. I used to follow that case. Now I just forgot him, but he was also found wearing the deceased clothes. Like,
Clothes.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys saw that. Like all of a sudden, the guy is wearing a
Yeah.
Nike T-shirt for. I
She
think
saw something.
she was found naked because he sort of like stripped her, something like that. Ubulala umuntu umkhumule impahla uzigqoke.
That's crazy.
I mean, but he says that, you know,
Ezabafazi futhi.
mm, you know, and it was Nike. I'm going to revisit that story again, but I think it was a Nike product. So all those things
It
is
was.
actually. It was, right?
Yes. He was
I thought
even
it
wearing
was.
it in court.
Really? Sure, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary now to even go
Because he
and.
was arrested in her clothes. He had to go clothes so that the family could say, yes, that's our daughter's hoodie that he's wearing.
Hmm, sure. Yeah, that's too much, honestly. So now, we can actually, even if this advert was done elsewhere, we can also understand why there's a call for women to run together. Then let's look at Nike as a brand. How do they distribute their product? Okay, the same way we did the previous lesson.
Direct and indirect.
Okay, direct how, indirect how.
You can go to the Nike factory
Mhm.
and purchase
Okay,
Nike, or you can go to like another retail and purchase Nike.
okay. All right, that's the first distribution. Another one, what kind of distribution do Nike use? There are many guys, many, 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 many. What about football clubs? So you've got Nike partnering with Barcelona FC. For the fact that I'm a Barcelona fan. I do not like Nike, but because I support Barcelona, I want a Barcelona t-shirt. I end up buying a Nike Barcelona t-shirt. So it is a partnership.
And I'm
Then continue, Naledi.
correct. And I'm a Nike fan, but I stand with Manchester United, and you see me wearing Adidas.
I was about to come there. For example, I do not like Puma products, but because my team, Manchester City, use Puma, then I'm forced to use that Puma. So now Puma is using Man City to attract as many fans as possible to buy their products. So that's how they are distributing it. To an extent that if Puma did not have a partnership or a sponsorship with Man City, it means that they would be losing a chunk of consumers from Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Adidas, be it your Arsenal, Real Madrid, all those. Manchester United also use Adidas. You can actually see the strategy of distributing through sponsorships.
Yes,
And it's
and
not only
collaborations.
football. It's not only football. You can also have other sports like rugby or
Skating.
skating, or even athletics. You have got Usain Bolt, for example.
Mm-hmm.
If he's sponsored by Nike, and because Usain Bolt is your idol, you end up wearing Nikes. So it is a
Mm-hmm.
partnership. That's how Nike could then distribute its products apart from you buying directly from next door, is Naledi explained. Then of course you can also have different levels of distribution. You can have exclusivity, you can have the intensity, you can also have inclusivity. There are some Nike products that cannot be worn by whoever. It's exclusive, it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
you know. Then there are some Nike products that can be worn by normal Yini. And also distribution also maintains authenticity and originality. There are so many fake things on the streets about Nike. For example, you can have a t-shirt, a Nike t-shirt with that tick facing the other way, showing that lay fake. You can find those at Small Street, actually. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. You can have a Nike product written Mike, Mike, with a tick, and all of a sudden you think you are wearing an original Nike. So the Nike would be an official partner with Man U or whatever team it is, and all of a sudden you know that there's a tag or something on that T-shirt, maybe at the back, that confirms that this is an original T-shirt. For example, your All Stars, most of them that are original, they've got a QR code, on them. But those that do not have a QR code, chances are that they are fake. They are not original. Do you guys care about these things, or Yonkin Sipoyawa shall you just wear as long as it has got a tick?
We do care.
But am I making any sense, guys?
You are, sir. We care, yo.
Yeah. So those are the things. Those are the distributing point of view, because there can be also some unofficial bogus people might be distributing something claiming to be from you and it is not from you. So that's how we get counterfeit products. What else? The pricing strategy. Guys, do you think Nike is expensive when comparing it with Adidas and all other?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think it's a loved brand amongst students?
Yeah, most definitely is.
Okay. And when looking at the price of Nike, would you say you are seeing the value of it, or is just expensive from a legacy point of view? Remember, guys, there are some products that are not necessarily expensive because of the quality. They're expensive because of the brand name. I don't know how to put it. Like even when you buy it, you can see that this thing is useless, but the name itself is the one that is being expensive here. Then there are items that when you buy them, you can actually see, good quality. This is going to last me 3 years. So what would be the value equation there? Do you think Nike are strong? You can actually see where the value of your money went to.
Yes. It all has to do with like durability.
Mhm.
So when we purchase things, like there's certain brands, well, I'm speaking for myself, because like I have Nikes, I have Adidas, I have Reeboks, I have New Balances. But throughout me having the sets of shoes that I have, I can say that Nike lasts longer. It even the quality, if you take care of your products, be a jacket, be a hoodie, it lasts a long time. And all you have to do is just take care of it, and you will still have the same sneakers 5 years later, and it will still be in fashion.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. So it means that the pricing strategy for Nike then is always weighed against its quality, not other than the legacy name itself. What kind of media would you use? What platforms would you use to promote Nike? Newspapers, billboards, or what?
Just like the video said, they use social media to get these women to come to this run. Um, I feel like Nike has evolved with the times. Yes, they have billboards here and there, but they are very scarce, and they do advertise here and there. But majority of the time, for especially the target audience that they're targeting, which is like the youth or the runners, in order for us to even know that they have the shoe that got banned from running, is because it has this foam that makes you bounce. So you could run a 2-hour run without really feeling it because the foam, when your foot hits the ground, you bounce back up. So we found that out through social media because somebody made a TikTok saying, "Do you know why the shoe's banned from the marathon?" And he explained because when Nike created the shoe, they put in this pattern, and this pattern makes you bounce. And it made this one guy run a 4-hour marathon within 2 hours, and he wasn't even tired, and he won. But then when they noticed his shoes, when they were taking pictures at the finish line, they noticed that he was wearing Nikes. So everybody went to go purchase those Nikes. They looked at them, and then the rules and regulation board got involved, and they were like, okay, these shoes, you cannot run with them. You can choose any other Nikes, but these ones,
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I've actually seen many billboards and how of Nike marketing material, how Nike can enhance you to be a good runner. I don't know if it's only from a marketing point of view. If it's true, I'm not sure.
it's facts.
Is it facts?
You know why?
Hmm.
Oh, you must look at all the Olympians, like when they're running. That girl with the long nails, the American girl, I don't even know her name. She wears Nike from head to toe, from bandana to her top, to those tights, to her shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's proven through that. And like even like in the fitness world, if you do choose an Adidas, you're choosing it for netball and volleyball purposes for the grip on the ground. But when we're looking at like trainers, I can even train in my TNs because they have durability. Your feet, your toes are breathing while you're on the squat machine. When you're running in your Adidas shoes on the treadmill, they grip the ground because the treadmill is like smooth. So you have to pay attention to such things because especially if you are somebody who works out, if you've hurt your ankle once upon a time, you're bound to hurt it because you're not wearing the correct shoes.
Okay. Then, guys, regardless of Nike being a sport brand, and I asked the ladies in this class if they run or not. What is then the role of status and culture when looking at Nike? Would you put on the runners even when you are not running?
That's why Nike has sports and fashion,
Mm,
you know. And with their fashion, they also put in a little bit of sportiness. Let's talk about the Nike's shocks. Shocks were created we're supposed to run in them. They exercise shoes. But because fashion and the way they look, because they come in blue, they come in green, they come in red, they all black. It's very, very nice shoes. It's just like the TNs. Now, instead of wearing my trainers that I go to the gym with, because you can see that they trainers, they have all the greases and the skid marks. I would rather wear my shocks or my TNs because
not at the
that
gym,
is
but everywhere you go.
yeah,
Because
it's like
that's a trend that we are picking up. So
mm,
truly speaking, Nike, I've seen people wearing runners for Nike the more, and you know that this person is not going to run. And even Umbona nje, with lower kichimi, but they look
comfortable.
comfortable and smart in those. I've seen women wearing the busters when they are not even running at all, with a
Hmm.
Nike logo. So it's
Oh,
it's also becoming part of the culture, or I would say social status, that whether
yeah,
I'm running
our
or not,
mothers
I'm wearing a Nike, I'm better than you, something like that.
and our mothers wear Adidas because it's affordable and it's also comfortable. They don't. Your My mom's not going to spend 3,000 rand on a shoe. She would rather spend 900 rand on a proper Adidas shoe that looks very nice, that is very comfortable.
And she
But now
doesn't
when you look
exercise
at
at all.
mm, but then when I look at longevity, will she still have that shoe can she still wear that shoe 5 years down the line?
So all those things you need to think about with your product, honestly. Will it last? Some of you guys are going to create phone call products in your assignment. I can see that this one, it will be a 2 minute noodles. After being used, it's not going to last. So if it's not going to last, then give me a proper pricing strategy. I'm not saying that you need to create a product that lasts. Sometimes it's on purpose to create something that do not last so that people can come for more. It can be a strategy on its own, but your pricing then needs to tell me something about it. Rather than saying that this product is going to cost 50,000, but ngiyayibona nje ukuthi this is a phone call, this one. Means that
So,
the value equation is not balanced.
Mr.
Yes, my
Panda,
lady. Yes.
how much would you pay for an electric scooter?
What kind of a scooter? Like how many passengers or how many luggage would it carry? Because
Okay.
that also determines the fuel tank and the engine. For example, there are 150cc scooters,
Yes.
but 26,000.
26 max. And you see, with brands, right? It's like you see when you get your shoe, you have to read the paperwork that comes with your shoes because it tells you how to take care of your shoe. So it's
Yes.
like a service or training that's free that they give you. They tell you, okay, your shoe is this type of shoe and it requires this to clean it. No?
Mm.
And yeah.
But who cares about that, honestly, my lady? For example, I've bought several, pair of Converse shoes. They give me, oh, this is the cleaner. It works. I'm figuring cleaning a lasa lento,
I boo.
And
Because you're not
also,
a
and also
sneakerhead or
remember, and also people cannot afford the accessories. If I use it today, am I going to afford this cleaner more regularly? So I'd rather get it used to sunlight liquid or get it used to whatever it is than being able to consistently service it. I mean, even with cars, when you go to a dealership, you are being told if you travel these certain kilometers, you must service your cars. But we know that there are so many motorists who are not servicing their cars at all. It's a discipline thing from consumers. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it makes sense, guys. Are you disciplined as consumers? Even the clothing, there are some specific clothes where you are told that this is the way you must wash them. You must not tumble dry them. You must not wash them in cold or hot water. But how many times, guys, have you not followed those instructions? Then after 2 days, t-shirt vutuga, then you want to return it back. But we're told how to take care of it.
I think it depends person by person, consumer by consumer.
Yeah, some are very careful. They like to follow each and every instruction because they know that it helps. I do agree with you on that one, lady. Then there are some of us, we just want to use it. Okuningi kuzohlangana phambili. Bathi hamba juba bazongicutha phambili. So I do understand. Guys, that's all that I have ahead for you today. There are some points that you need to consider during your own time that I did not address. I only went through the crucial points that I thought are going to be relevant, especially at your assignment. But we've got another class tomorrow at this time. No, I think at 12:30. Yeah, almost this time that we're going to do. It is also going to be revision, and from my side, I feel like it helps a lot with your assignment. Naledi has already confessed that. I don't know with others. Do you find these lessons, these revision are relevant?
Yes, sir, they are relevant.
Thank you for confirming that. And now we are concluding a class. All of a sudden, we've got Bart coming. Hello, Bart. How are you, Bart? And I've never heard about this name in class. I don't know if he or she can hear me. So, guys, you must also understand that the links for these classes, everything was recorded. So I'm going to share them. So those who have missed class have got also an opportunity to revisit this discussion, especially Bahat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name well, because we are pretty much done, with the assignment. Remember, the lesson ends at 20 past according to the timetable, and we are on 12 past. So Lesedi and Bahat, guys, bear with me. The class is just finished, but if there are any housekeeping issues that you'd like to discuss, the floor is yours.